How's it going, everyone? Hope you're all keeping well, and here we are on another Monday in the Better Plants headquarters garden here. We've been busy all weekend. As you might see, the new polytunnel is there behind us, and I've been shoveling mushroom compost there all day Sunday. So, well, actually Saturday, sorry, my apologies, I was doing it all day Saturday, and it's brilliant. It was just brilliant to have the compost in the middle, so there's no digging, and it was just perfect, and the polytunnel is just brilliant. So we've done that. So tonight I want to talk to you about growing tomatoes. It is that time, you know. It's not too late if you're starting for seeding. Even if you're starting seeding now, it's not the end of the world. You know, you will still get them, because, you know, it's still early enough to put them in the ground, but because we have the greenhouse and it's well sheltered, they'll be okay. And I'm only putting in a few, and I'm going to stagger them, because I have some seedlings come along, and I have some plants coming from a customer of mine who grows about 300 or 400 plants every year, and he uses the product for germination and keeping them healthy in that. So tonight I just want to talk to you literally about tomatoes, because there's nothing nicer than your homegrown tomatoes. There's, you know, gone down picking that lovely sweet tomato. They do take a bit of care, and they do take a bit of time and patience. That's very important, because, you know, if you're not getting the sunshine, and I think if you're going with them outside, they will work. Just leave it for a while before you bring them out and harden them off, which that means is, if you have them indoors, this time of year, you know, we have that harsh northerly wind blowing. It will burn the leaves and affect them if you have them outside, even in a balcony. So just, if you're bring them in and out very slowly. So harden them off slowly but surely in this weather, because, and just be wary that, you know, the frost could still come late April, even into early May. So just watch out for it if you can, because very important. So I'm going to sow a couple of plants, and these are plant seeds I had from last year. They are something Craig. I think they're, I had them saved in a bit of tissue. They're Atlantis Craig or something like that. Anyways, I'm not 100% sure of the name. So what I've done, I've them soaking in the root booster, because again, I want to get the best out of the root system. I want to increase the root biomass, because again, like every plant, you know, the roots are going to absorb the nutrients, and if you can increase root biomass, and what that means is the energy the plant can take up from the soil, and it'll stay active around the soil, and there's lots of phosphorus in it as well, which is essential for healthy plants, a healthy root development. So again, like the biggest thing with tomatoes, well, there's loads of different things. They're going to go high, and they're going to need to be caned. But what you want to do is space them. Don't crowd. You can crowd some vegetables, but tomatoes, don't crowd them. You know, they say 18 inches apart, even go 24 inches apart, because they do get quite bushy, and, you know, you don't want them that they're really crowded together, because you want air circulating. Because if you're not getting the air circulating around your tomato plants, you will be more susceptible to getting molds, green fly and stuff like that. So just be wary of that when you're doing them. So I'm going to put on my gloves now, because keep my hands soft. So what you want to do with your tomato plants, I'd say I've been soaking there in the root booster probably for the last 5 minutes. I took them out of the pots, and what you want to do is, obviously in a greenhouse, I don't want to plant right up against the end of this either, because I won't get around it. So I want to come in about 18 inches 2 foot, which is about 2 of these shovels, and I'm going to keep it to the middle of the bed, so it's going to plenty of height. I haven't grown, actually last year what I grew in here was broad beans and just 1 or 2 chili plants. I didn't put an awful lot of tomatoes in there. I had them in other tunnels. So again, a little bit of rotation is no harm as well, because if there was any pests and disease and they were after that, it's fine. So the whole thing with it is to go deep enough with the hole, because you want to plant tomatoes deep, you know, because you see here, see them soaking now with that's with the root booster now. So we want to plant them as deep as possible. And what we'll do first, I put the granular seaweed into the bottom. Again, seaweed again is one of the most powerful nutrients you can give your plant. Again, it's slow releasing, it holds moisture around the plant really good, and seaweed is, you know what I mean, it's full of nutrients, trace elements, but high in the potash, exactly what your tomato plants will need. So go deep enough that they're nearly, you know, the last leaf here is just sticking out of the ground. Don't worry if you ever bury a leaf either, it's not the end of the world. Some people trim them off if they want, but you can leave them, because all them little hairs on the side, they will produce a root out of them. So we want to go deep enough, and I'm probably a little bit deep with that hole, so I'll just go back, fill it a little bit. And with that, I'm going to sprinkle a little bit more seaweed around it, and then just fill it in. And you can see that's only sticking up now about to the top of the tomato plant. It's only about 2 inches up. I could have let them grow a little bit higher, but I'm going to wait for the weekend, so I want to get them in now, and I'm not going to be around some of the part of next week, so I want to get them into the ground now. So we want to plant them deep, that they're only sticking, because they will grow high, and they're going to need, you can train them up with a bit of string coming down, or a bamboo or a cane or something like that will be perfect. So the next one, I'm going to go 2 foot apart with it. So I'm going to put it in, again, just about 2 foot. I'm actually going to go a little bit further. And that soil here is nice and rich, because that was topped up with the compost off my compost bin only there a few weeks ago. You might have seen the video where we're emptying it. So they're the best of the best in here. You know, it's really, really, I'm looking forward to see how it really goes this year, because it's topped up, like you can see actually eggshells there in some of it. And it's no harm if you have them, put them in around the hole as well, because you can see loads of shells in it. So I'll mix it into it as well. And then most importantly is get the seaweed in, and don't spare it. You can see the root booster. I'm going to clip off that leaf because it got wet. Now I want to fill it back in nice. And now with this, like I was saying last week with the broccoli, they're getting submerged in the root booster. So the roots, the soil around the roots is very wet now. So I'm not going to water then, definitely for 4 days, because I want, when the root booster starts to dry out, or the soil around it starts soaking it out, I want the roots to start going looking for food. I want the roots to start moving, to start looking for water. So when they do that, then, you know, that's what we want. Because if you overwater them and keep watering them, you're killing them with kindness. But they're getting flooded, and you can end up with root rot and all that. So you just want to water them in, and always check just around, because all around that is nice. You know, you don't want to overwater, definitely not. With them as well, when you're watering, some people put a little bottle in there and you can just water down into the roots. That's fine. The bottom leaves are very important. When you are watering, don't let any splash up of muck go up on them. They don't like it. It'll leave them soggy, the bottom leaf. But when you're growing them, you can see that one now just a bit, but when they start coming on a bit and start flowering, misting them is very important. And like anyone that's grown tomatoes for years, there's a hit and miss about should you mist them or should you not. If you're misting them, that is the best product. This product is cold processed liquid seaweed. It's the one that's readily available for the pores of the plant. The plants absorb it to the stomata, the plants bring it down in, but it will make your tomatoes sweeter. There's no question about when you spray it. This product, the company we partnered up with, we send thousands of litres this to Spain, Mexico, all over the world for tomato growers. I have presentations inside of my computer from Mexico talking about increasing yield, spraying this on, and they foliar feed them in Spain, in Mexico, in the big crops, like you're talking 10 acres of tomatoes, and the foliar feed everything. Some of them is automated system, they're done in, so foliar feeding is very important, but you just want to mist it on early mornings, very late at the evening is the main time to do it, because you don't want to mist in the middle of the day where the chances are it could burn them. But it's very important, just a slight mist with a thing. And then the roots with tomatoes, they're a very, very hungry plant, because they're producing a fruit that's, you know, red fruit. It needs lots of nutrients, and that's why I suppose the next one then we use is our tomato food. That's 100% organic. It has, again, the main source of it is liquid seaweed, the cold processed seaweed, but there's 25 different amino acids in it. It's very unique. There's a lot of potash in it as well from an organic source. but the amino acids, it's a powerful feed as well. So you want to just get that into the root and feed it off. And once you see the flower coming on, you need to water. So what can you plant with these? Last year inside in the tunnel, I planted carrots, and I kept the carrots away about 6 or 8 inches away. So even like there's 2 foot between these plants. Even if you wanted to put a row of carrots just in the middle, which I'm going to do now in a few minutes, and what the carrots actually do, and it's really smart, and if you brought a line, keep it definitely 8 inches away from your tomato plants. And what the carrots actually do, because the carrots go down, when you're watering the plants, the carrot is allowing the water to go down around the water as well, around the plant as well. So it's a brilliant thing to do. And the bonus side of it, the tomatoes plants, I can't think of the name, it gives off a chemical and a smell that the green flies don't like. So you won't get any the carrot fly. The carrot flies won't attack your carrot because there's a specific chemical in the tomato leaf they don't like, and it puts them off. They don't go for it. So it will protect them. So it's no harm to put a row in. And look, there's loads of other flowers you can put in. Touch wood. Touch wood. I've never had a problem with green fly in my tomatoes. I think I put it down to a mixture of the root booster and the seaweed. Again, one of the biggest problems with green fly or with any pests and disease with any plant you're going to have is too high in nitrogen in the soil. It's one of the biggest culprits, because what it does, it forces up a plant. The plant is weaker, and these pests and disease, or these little pests, the green flies, love weak plants. So they'll suck the sap out of it and they'll kill them. So that's why you want something that's slow releasing. Seaweed is the job. So I hope that helps. So as I say, cane them up and just watch them. You know, don't overwater, and when they start flowering, but have patience with them, because like when you're planting them in now, and we're not going to see any fruit out of them till late July, maybe early August, you know, we have to have patience, but watch them. And what we'll do is, as they're growing on, because, you know, there's other little hints and tips, what we'll do is, as they're growing, we'll keep the videos going, and we'll bring it the whole journey through growing and pruning, topping them off as well, because in here they end up, I had them one year and they're actually going out the window. So you just need to watch them as well, and they can be topped off and take out the little suckers as well out of the side as well. But we'll go through all that as we're going on. So look, I hope that helps. Have a fantastic week, and if you have any questions, send me a message. Love helping out. You know, if there's anything we can do to make your gardening easier, or anything else, or make your lives easier, that's brilliant. So look, again, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll talk to you maybe not next week, but the week after. All right, thank you very much. It's Ollie Green from Better Plants, and I'll be putting in a link to our tomato plant kit on the videos later on when we get them edited. Well, when we actually do the post, we're going to put in a link where you can get the products there and get these 100% organic products to grow the best tomatoes ever. Talk to you all soon. Have a brilliant week.